It's the community. People have this misconception. Every business owner, like it's all about the money. And yes, we all like to get paid. We all want to, have a lifestyle, our families. But you have to take care of these people. You just have to, because they're going to take care of you. Okay, it's not a bang bang thing. Like, you want longevity in business.
Sure.
And in my business, you don't have many people that will buy your shops. Like, usually your shops are either passed off or the guys that work for you will take over.
Or they close.
They'll just retire and close. And that's just what it is. It's not like a restaurant like we spoke about earlier. Restaurants are a lot more marketable than butcher shops. You can lose your shirt instantly on a piece of meat if you don't know what you're doing.
Welcome to Staying Hungry. Today's guest is Ryan Jones from Chubs Meats. Ryan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So much to talk about before we even started here, talking about the Rangers and
yes.
How both big Ranger fans here, and misery loves company, and in good company, because said
I'm a Mets
Rangers,
fan.
Jets.
I'm a Jet fan.
Yeah.
Jet tattoo. I'm former season ticket holder. It's like being in a bad relationship.
It is.
It doesn't end, though.
And they'll never change.
It goes from one season to the next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Yankee fan. I'm not a big baseball guy, but if anything, I'm a Yankee fan. My nephew, who's my GM, is highly obsessed with the Mets, so to watch his misery is rather funny.
We know it, though. I mean, that's what I said, being a Jets fan.
How old is he?
Joseph is, oh my God. He's 27.
Okay.
Just got married.
So
just
he
bought a
didn't
house.
see the Mets win in '86.
No.
Or
Even me.
Close,
I was 6 years old.
right.
Yeah, I mean, I was at 86. I was 2.
we
I got
were
to
all-
see the Rangers win the Stanley Cup.
94.
Yep. June 14th, 1994.
Hoping to go, hey, coming soon, but I don't know about that.
God, no, they're
Retooling.
retooling. It's retooling.
That's
what
a
the letter
polite
said.
way to say ticket prices are going up without ticket prices are going up.
We had season tickets. Me and my buddies from Gino's Pizza in Ronkonkoma, we'd split them.
Marco.
Yeah. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Marco and Dom. And we were just like, no. I mean, I only went to 2 games last year, and I didn't even sit in the seats that we had.
Okay. Got some upgrades?
It got some upgrades. It was cool. Coca-Cola hooked me up, my buddy Mike Riley. But it's like we went Thursday, the Ranger Islander game. It was
Misery.
it was sad.
There's just no reason to buy season ticket. I mean,
And I have them. I do have them.
Yeah. But you're not a full.
I have half season.
That's what we had.
I'm on the bridge. So
That's cool.
The experience is cool.
100%.
Well, Vin and I have gone
I love it
and
up there for hockey.
it's where the Rangers score twice. It's if
If
you
they
love
score.
if you love right if they score. But if you love hockey, these 2 seats, because there's certainly much closer experiences and have seen that. But if you love hockey, these 2 seats are so great because no one's on your back. There's 10 feet, no one's behind you. You don't wait for the bathroom, you don't wait for concession. So it's hard to get rid of them because, like as fans, we're all hanging on for when they go to the cup. Like I got to be there and I have to be in these 2 seats. So
you get the bird's eye view from up there.
Oh, yeah.
You get such
See
a
everything.
great vantage point of watching the game. It's like when you used to play the dome hockey and looking over it. That's what it feels
That's
like.
basically what it is.
I've been fortunate. There's a friend of mine named Joe. He works there, and pregame warm-ups, we'd go down there, and Mason's gotten Shesterkin's stick, and we wound up meeting Igor, and we brought the stick and everything. It was like a signing or whatever, and one of my other customers got the overhead photo of Igor giving the stick and giving Mason a pound.
Wow.
And I blew both those pictures up, and I had him sign one for Mason, and I had Mason sign one to him.
That's cool.
Because Mason signs everything, Mason Jones 31, that's his hockey number. Though he said he's going to change it this year or for next season. But, it was cool. And Igor was such a good dude. Lundqvist and Richter, we met the same day.
Hockey players are just
They're different.
They're different.
They're different.
another thing in common, Igor gave my son his stick. He's not a goalie,
awesome.
but we were there one of the matinee games on Thanksgiving, and he made a special sign. And
Yep, that's what Mason did.
I couldn't believe it when I turned and he was beelining towards us at the glass, and I mean he just flipped the stick right over him. And we have someone else was taking video behind us that shared, a complete stranger. And I mean, he was just in tears of the gesture, So,
Mason was just like, do I got to give it back? Like, I don't think so, bud.
yeah. And when you walk through the garden, people know exactly what happened.
People were just like bum rushing us.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guys from We Bleed Blue, Mason.
Oh, that's your friend?
I met him at a hockey camp.
Joe Rizzo.
Joe,
Yeah,
great guy. His daughter, I believe, is a goalie too.
Yes, trying to blank on her name. But, yep.
I don't know if it was him or his partner, I don't remember, that came up to Mason because he had a We Bleed Blue hat on.
Yeah.
And it was signed by Brian Mullen and everything. And, it was cool. It was like Mason went viral on the Ranger page, and, the Chubs page blew up and stuff like that because it was the first game of Patty Kane coming over.
Okay.
And I'd given that game away to a military family,
nice.
through the shops. And Patrick Kane gets traded, and Mason's like, we gotta go. And at the time, he was, I don't even think, might have just been 6 or turning 6. And I was like, all right, twist my arm. So I called my buddy, and I got tickets, and then that happened.
Awesome.
So
memory of a lifetime.
Oh yeah, I peaked as a dad right there. I don't think
he's only 6 then.
Yeah, I don't think I can do better than that, man. Because it was
all downhill from there.
We had, and he was like, "Can I play with the stick?" I'm like, "Dude, no, don't." And he kept asking. I'm like, "Mace, first of all, you can't play with it. Second of all, that doesn't leave this house."
Yeah, you want to play like rug hockey in the basement.
I wouldn't even let him do that. Like, it's put away because he'll just bring it on. We have a roller rink in our backyard. He would just bring it on there and just be like, "Oh yeah, I was just shooting pucks with it," and like not think that it's autographed by Richter now and Igor and Lundqvist. Like,
yeah, that's a piece of a lifetime.
Yeah, you don't touch that, buddy.
Nice.
You give that to your kids at some point.
Should we even talk about work?
Not work. That's work. I think hockey's work, right?
Yeah. In seriousness, on the work front and coming on today, thank you. We appreciate it. We certainly see you out there in the social world, and I guess Ryan, I'll speak for myself that when I was a kid and I thought about a butcher, I thought about an older man that maybe was Italian or German, and had like a paper hat on,
paper hat,
like the white jacket, and
blood all over it.
Blood, sawdust on the floor,
and greeted you. And I remember going. My grandparents lived in Queens, so we went to butchers. We went to you went to individual stores, the butcher, the baker, the grocery store, and you got different things. And not that you can't today, but that's what it was like.
It's different now today.
You certainly don't, and certainly no offense to it, you don't fit that profile, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how did you even get into the world of butcher?
So I worked for a pizzeria family. I was 17, and the guy I worked for was, just wasn't great, but I was a kid. So,
learned a lot?
Huh?
Learned a lot from him?
Well, I was just a pizza delivery guy at that point. I just made boxes.
Got it.
I wasn't allowed out of the front or the back. And he would send me, go to the butcher shop, get, chop meat, get chicken, get veal, whatever. And I'd walk in there, and this was Cow Palace in Middle Island, and this guy, Tommy Summers, said, "Hey, do you want a job? How old are you? 17. Yeah, I don't even care what you pay me. I'd rather do that." And I used to be a touring drummer. I used to play drums. And so it worked out great as I got older because I would leave. They would let me leave. I'd come back, make money. I'd leave. It was great. And so at 17, I started learning from the Masato family, and they were always phenomenal to me. I owe them a lot.
This is Cow Palace.
This is Cow Palace. I worked for them for 10 years pretty much. Between the Middle Island store, a little bit in the Rocky Point store. But when the band ended, which I think I was like 23, I wasn't going to be that guy trying to chase something that wasn't there. And I saw how my bosses were living. I'm like, all right, I could do that. You know, like I'm good with people. I can sell. I can, you know, I knew how to cut. And at that point, this point, I was probably like 26. I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to break off and work for different guys. You know, not to be like that, but like I need to see different things, because nobody's way is the only way.
Yeah.
Meaning you wanted to see it from other butchers.
Other perspectives, you know, and then make my own way. And I think I did that. And I worked for a couple of really good guys, and, you know, especially Anthony R&S in Huntington. He was my last stop before I bought my first store. And
still friendly with the guys?
Oh yeah. Cool. Anthony, I saw Anthony about a month and a half ago. Great shop, you ever in Huntington. Great people, him and his wife. And he was the one like, dude, you got to do this. You know, like, cause the story behind my store was that I had met my dad and my family, and, you know, when I was 26, 27, I can't remember, but, raised by a single mom. I had my grandmother, my aunts and uncles. They were great. You know, I met my dad, and my uncles, you know, his brothers were always, you know, they're business guys, and like really pushed me to do it. And, you know, fortunate for me, gave me my first business loan, you know, essentially at that point, a stranger.
You started in Medford, right?
Medford is my first store.
Did you build the shop, or you took over a shop? No,
that store's been there forever.
Okay.
Like,
because I would imagine, I mean, they just don't come on the market that quickly.
Most people don't buy butcher shops. It's not like a pizzeria where it's like, all right, you know how to make pizza? All right, cool.
We could probably Google 100 pizza shops for sale right now.
Hundreds.
Because there's just so many. But there's not so many
There's not many butchers.
Or good ones.
Yeah, or good ones. And, you know, the first time we made a deal, and then the old owner backed out, sold it to somebody else. And then that family didn't last there very long. And then I found the owner again, the old owner, and I was like,
so he took it back?
He had to. He got legally had to take it back. He didn't want to reopen it. He was an older guy. We made a deal. I got the loan from my family.
Was it a better deal than the first deal?
Oh yeah. Pennies on the dollar. So
it was meant to be at that time.
Yeah, it was an extra 7-8 months really. So it worked out.
Was it called Chubs?
So it was Bierman's, and then Bierman sold it to the guy who opened it and called it Chubs. That was the name he called his son. And then when he sold it to the other kid instead of me, I think it was like called Bears Market Gourmet Fair. I don't even know how you would answer the phone. And then I was going to change it, and people kept coming in, Chubs, Chubs, Chubs. And by the looks of me, it's very fitting. And my wife was like, you can't change this. And then now it's just become a little local brand, and it's cool. And
were you married then?
No, I got married that August.
Wow, you had a lot going on.
Yeah, we had no money. When we signed the deal, I think we had like less than $30 afterwards. So
wow. And comforting,
very comforting. On top of paying for rent and a wedding, and you know, no problems. And I was fortunate. My wife worked; she had a good gig, but you're paying for a lot, real quick.
But you bet on yourself.
I bet on myself, yes. So I bet on myself. You know, you kind of had, you know, you had to go for it. You had to go for it.
How many years ago was that?
2014. So
this will be 12 years this summer-ish.
Yep. May 3rd, because my son's birthday is May 4th.
Okay.
So it's a popular week for us.
So you start in Medford. Who did you hire first? The family or
no? So I had my main butcher, who's still with me. Juan. I known him from Cow Pals and everything, and that's my guy. You know, like out of all my guys, I love all my guys. You know, I never say people work for me, because I think to me that's tacky. We all work together.
Yeah, I see you all the time. The team, we're doing this.
Like the Michigan saying, the team. And that's really very true. People, you know, like, and you guys own businesses, and you're only as good as your people.
That's right.
You know, I come up with concepts. Yes, most of them are mine. They take it and run with it, and I couldn't. They do it 1,000 times better, if not more.
That's cool. That here in a, you know, again, a trade, it's a butcher. Not to discredit it one bit, but folks that work with you have a voice. And, and they could have probably never imagined that.
I don't rule with an iron fist. Like, there are certain things that are like, you know,
have to make final decisions.
There's got to be final decisions, which, you know, I always include my brother-in-law with, my nephew, really all my guys, you know.
Is there like formal training to be a butcher and to be able to, or is
there butcher university?
Yeah. No.
Well, it's so, you know, like the more you learn about it, you start to learn the different types of cuts and understanding.
Well, you know, like everything is now, you know, glorified on the internet.
Yeah.
So you can really teach anybody. I mean, if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. You know, because I barely graduated high school. You know, like I knew right from Jump Street I was going to be a businessman in some form.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Mercy in Riverhead.
Okay.
Yes, my mom loved me so much she sent me to Catholic school.
Got it.
So it was cool. You know, it was a great experience. I still talk to a lot of my friends. You know, my coach is there. I still talk to.
What sports did you play in?
I played football.
Okay.
There. I played roller hockey, you know, pretty much my whole life. But
still play?
No. Between the
there's
time,
no time with
there's no time.
With your son and
between
kids.
My kids, all hockey schedule now, lacrosse and off season coming and all that fun stuff. But you know, like everything is a relationship. Everything is a relationship, good or bad. You know. Then we opened up our sandwich shop.
Where was that?
Farmingville. So I was going to Vegas.
So that was after the first shop?
After the first shop, we were open for like 2.5 years. I paid back my loans instantly to my family because if I was going to fail, I was going to fail with my own money. Mm-hmm. I wasn't going to owe anybody anything. So we literally caught lightning in a bottle, and like all the Facebook mom pages helped us greatly. And, you know, we grew quick. And I was on my way to Vegas, and I saw a little building for sale. And that's really what I wanted to get into, you know, the real estate end of it. So that was my first purchase of real estate. I bought that building.
Okay. Farmingville.
And I literally couldn't find a name for this place. I mean, we would write things out. We'd write menus. I have no idea. And then someone's like, oh, Burgers, Burritos, Heroes, and just call it BBH. I don't even know who said it. And I was like, okay. I mean, sure. At that point. And that hit off right away.
So you bought the building.
Yep.
Start the business in the building.
Yep. And it was a deli forever. It was from a really good family, the Moeller family in Farmingville. They were, you know, ingrained in the community.
I think they were from the Sachem area.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Great people, Mike and Marie. And, you know, they'll comment on my Facebook stuff, and they're retired, hopefully living a great life, you know.
Was it just sandwiches, or?
They were just sandwiches, soups, catering. This one was just like throw anything in a burrito, throw anything into a hero, and it worked, you know.
This was what, like 2016?
No, this was, I bought the building. Maybe it was 3 years after. Bought the building 2019, and the world ended. The world ended like as soon as we opened.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then we were all deemed essential.
Yeah.
And so instead of letting you into the store, we have this monster window. Just do takeout. And that's what we did. And that's how they do it now.
We stuck with it.
We stuck with it.
So you sold the business.
I sold the business 2 years ago, but we own the building.
You own the building.
Yeah.
So you don't operate it.
No. But Ron, who bought it and ran it from day one, pretty much, same thing, you know, and he just adds his flares to it. So he changed the name. I think it's just BBH now. But
why'd you sell the business? Was it to be more focused in the butcher space?
Yeah, it was more of that. Like I have big dreams to get a couple more stores now. We opened up Ronkonkoma, and Ronkonkoma hit off, and then we opened up Smithtown, and that hit off.
That was our former Donato, right?
Donato Panico.
Panico.
Yep.
Yeah, he and his father.
Yep, Richie.
Were there for forever. Right?
They were there forever. Then they sold it. Then they closed it. Then they sold it, and
they own that building. I think.
They own the building. Yeah. Good people. I don't see much of them because Donato's in Smithtown Landing.
Right.
So.
Right.
He's crazy. I would have retired.
What are you seeing as like what's attributing to the success of the brand as you continue to open? I mean, like Mike was saying, is people. That we came from this like old school butcher, but now there's a butcher or a meat department in every supermarket, every Uncle Giuseppe's, Ivarone. I mean,
sure.
Wherever you go, there's a butcher. What like you said, is it the people itself?
It's the people that are in in my buildings. People come, listen, you can get a good steak anywhere. I say this all the time. You can get, good items anywhere, good prepared meals anywhere. It's the people selling it to the customer, how they make them feel. Because I believe also as you give out good product, how do you deal with the times with the mess ups? How do you deal with something's not right? A lot of places, and you can look on Yelps, you can look on Google's, you can look at how do you handle adversity with the problems. And that's how we do things. Not that we have many problems, thank God, knock on wood.
We see.
Yeah, thank God. But it's the people. My guys know, if there's a problem, fix it. I don't care. Yeah, it's what it is, But people sell the business in anything.
Yeah.
In anything. Like an item is an item. A steak is a steak. Okay? As long as you have good quality and fair pricing, your customer service is everything, you'll never have an issue.
I see you post, I don't know if the right word is a lot, but when it makes sense that if the weather's bad, if somebody hurt their foot, or whatever, you have say, hey, just call ahead and we'll run it out to you. And I think that is setting you apart from, forget being a butcher or not, but just doing something like that. I mean, you guys just show you care through and through and are thinking about it.
It's the community. You have to, people in business, and this, people have this misconception. Every business owner, it's all about the money. And yes, we all like to get paid. We all want to, have a lifestyle, our families. But you have to take care of these people. You just have to, because they're going to take care of you. Okay. It's not a bang, bang thing. Like, you want longevity in business.
Sure.
And in my business, you don't have many people that will buy your shops. Usually your shops are either passed off or the guys that work for you will take over.
Or they close.
They'll just retire and close. And that's just what it is. It's not like a restaurant like we spoke about earlier. Restaurants are a lot more marketable than butcher shops. You can lose your shirt instantly on a piece of meat if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Is it the right word, source all of the product that comes in?
Yeah, so chickens come, like in the East Coast, Pennsylvania, some Carolinas. We use grade A all natural chicken cutlets, antibiotic free meats and stuff like that come from the Midwest. We Crescent Packing, West Side Packing, those are our two guys that we use for everything. And the butchering world too it's not just butcher shops anymore. It's catering.
Right.
Catering is everything now.
Prepared meals, I see.
Oh my God. We sell so much prepared meals, it's not even funny.
We were talking about bringing back up hockey and kids. I mean, the schedules that we operate on as parents now to kind of pick up, drop off
Yeah.
You know, how do you fit in a meal that's not McDonald's or fast food? I mean, it's
it's you know, it's tough. It's tough. Like if you came to my house, you'd be really upset because there's nothing there. There's nothing there other than like protein shakes for the kids.
You bring food home often?
My wife will go to the shops because I'll just forget, you know. But if you told me to bring your stuff, I'll bring your stuff. Yeah. You know, I got stuff in a cooler for Mason's coaches.
Right.
You know, today.
Yeah. Like people say, like the plumber has the leaky faucet, but he'll fix everybody else's house. Yeah.
Shoemaker has holes in his shoes. Yep. Same thing for food. You know, like you walk into my house and you're just like, wow.
Is your wife involved in the business? I know it's always a team effort.
It's a team effort, more in the background. Like she used to be more involved, but as with the kids, and you know, like I'm fortunate for her because like she holds down the fort back there.
That's the real tough job.
I would never want to be a stay-at-home parent. I love my children, but that's a job and a half.
Have to be built the right way.
You really have to be built the right way. And she had a career for a long time.
What did she do?
She was an optician.
Okay.
New York State optician.
Nice.
We're a general manager for Davis Vision, that was Vision Works. So like she's very good at what she did. But that's a
how many kids do you have?
I have 3.
3.
Yep.
Mason's
8.
10, you said, right?
No, Mason's 8. Delaney just turned 6 and Jack just turned 4. So
you're in it.
I'm in the trenches.
Hang in there for 15 to 25
It's like
years.
they get older. Well, Mike's are a little older than mine, but it's like starting to the teenage. Yeah. I have 2 girls, so it's starting.
My daughter is enough.
Wait till they turn 13.
My daughter loves me unconditionally. Like if I don't feel well, like I'll like lay down. She's bringing me drinks. Do you need anything? You know, my sons are like, you know.
We have hockey.
Yeah. Every money, you know, but it's, listen, it's everything that I've always wanted. I always wanted my family, and, you know, I'm very blessed, very fortunate for that.
Ryan, you have partners?
So my brother-in-law, I brought him in, I taught him, you know, and he's done great things.
Who's that? Thomas.
Yeah. Thomas
See you guys do the posts.
Mm-hmm.
Is he part of the vision of growing, and 100%. Could you grow without him, or I know you need the team, but
could I grow without him? I guess, but like I bring him in for everything.
Yeah.
And he could do it on his own as well. You know, he doesn't need me anymore with that. But now it's, you know, taking care of my core guys, and you know, where are we going to bring the stores in the next 5 years? You know, like I want to put another 2 on the island. Yeah. Then I kind of want to branch off.
You've gone, I guess, more west with Smithtown.
Mm-hmm.
More west than that, or Suffolk County?
Probably more like we're looking at the Manorville, little Moriches, Mastic area.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's not too far east, where it's seasonal. Like seasonal businesses are hard.
Yeah.
You know, like Smithtown, like a lot of the people there, like almost like just disappear after the Super Bowl. Like they'll go
Florida,
or wherever they're going, you know, and then they all come back at once. You know, it's almost like a school.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows September.
February break. You got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Pretty much.
Have you been able to purchase any other properties that you operate out of?
We got some, not that we operate out of, but some, you know, like residential stuff, like personal stuff, like that.
Yeah. So,
but I like my dream would be to own the Medford building. That's my dream, and I think we'll be able to make it a reality. Hopefully this year, maybe maybe next year.
Yeah. You have a, I guess, right of refusal.
Yes. You know, my uncle and I own the building in Farmingville, so you know, him and I will, you know, and my best friend will probably buy the Medford one at some point, hopefully.
Nice. Is that a? It's been a while since I was in that store. Is that a strip mall?
Yes. So
I know it's on 112.
Quarter mile south of the expressway.
Yeah.
We have there's a glass place in there. You have the State Farm. You have the dentist. You have a smoke shop that owns 2 units, or rents 2 units, and then us.
Got it. Is there a particular area that you prefer to go to? You know, like financial demographic or underserved?
I'm a blue collar
community?
guy.
Yeah.
I like to be in that realm of things. You know, that's how it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
And all my stores were stores that once were that could be again, which is something that I didn't do it on purpose. It just happened.
Yeah. It's got to be a lot less expensive to come into a store that once was versus just starting from scratch, or is that arguable?
No, because you know, like our Ronkonkoma store, like we had that was a pork store forever.
Right. What was that called?
Oh my God.
I know my grandparents used to go there.
They were family of the Del Fieri family, but Gelato Fieri or something. I don't remember.
Anyway, I remember it. Yeah,
I didn't buy it from them. They wound up. They were there forever. There were, I think, it was 3 or 4 brothers, and they surrendered the keys after COVID to the landlord. So we got it from him.
Okay,
but they were there literally, I think, like 30, 40 years.
couple decades.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sure the equipment wasn't.
the only thing in there that was worth anything was the sausage machine. Yeah. And that's the only thing that was kept there.
Yeah.
We rebuilt everything.
Refrigeration
They had no kitchen, they had no nothing. And I remember just like walking in here, I was like, it's not bad. And that's usually when you can say to yourself, it's not bad, it's bad. Mm-hmm. Like Medford was just gross when I got it. I mean, like you had refrigerators full of stuff that there's no power. So you can imagine that.
Oh,
you know, like I was like, maybe 2 weeks. And my family's like, yeah, there's no shot. There's no shot. It took me 2 months to get that thing.
That's fast.
Yeah, which, you know, like you had the, you know, the bulk of it in there to get you started.
Yeah.
And then you just upgrade and, you know, as you make it, you spend it. You know, we put a lot back into the brand. And to me, that's so important. You gotta reinvest in yourself.
Yeah. What has social media done to your business?
Everything.
Do you think you'd have 3 stores regardless, or did that take it to a level that you couldn't have imagined?
No, social media has definitely helped. Would we have 3 stores? Maybe, but I think it would be a little different. Like, you know, people see like what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's every week, they know Mondays we're going to drop the midweek catering dinner special. Super Bowl week, so people want to see what's on the menus. Christmas, all the prime ribs. You know, this year we created a stuffed prime rib. That was a huge hit. You know, I couldn't have done that without social media. No one would have saw it.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always look at the old traditional, like, butcher flyers, right, which were in the, you know, some type of
penny
pamphlet,
saver,
penny
or,
saver, you know, that no one looks at anymore. I mean, I think it literally, like, my kids will bring that in now, and in their eyes, this is garbage. There's, you know, no one's even looking at it. So
no one's clipping coupons anymore.
No one's clipping it. So you're providing the visual advancement of what that used to be. You used to see a picture of the Super Bowl package of the wings and the paninis and stuff. You're on going, here it is.
Yeah, people, it's different because like our generation, you know, like our parents did that. They clipped the coupons. They had the circulars. They had all that stuff. Or our grandparents. Now, like
it's right in the phone.
It's either on the phone, it's on their socials, or you're getting now the text messages. You know, we hooked up with this guy, Carrie, a few years ago, who is that to me has helped our company grow.
He's a good guy, Carrie.
You know Carrie?
Yeah.
He's there's nobody in the world like him.
But he's like,
he knows what he's doing.
The customer service and the what he provides
friendship
from an individual versus what you would get with like a company you find on the internet is night and day.
You know, he's the best. He really is. You know, but you know, that to me helped grow the company. You know,
you enjoy doing the social media? You have fun with it?
I would say most of the time I do.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes it's weird to get spotted places, and it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like we were in JFK. I was in a bathroom stall and the guy saw and he like slapped me in the back. I'm like, come on, man.
Jobs.
Give me a couple minutes.
Right.
You know, give me a minute. Right. In the bath.
That's pretty weird.
And Mason's like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know, dude.
Social media.
Social media, yeah. You know,
Like, I tell you to call security if
yeah, like it was just odd. I don't know if it was early morning drinking.
Yeah, there's got to be a boundary.
I mean, it's funny because like I'm like a Q-list celebrity in Suffolk County. That's what someone called me once. Then I ran with it. I thought that was excellent. I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm not Z. I'll take that.
getting recognized in men's bathrooms.
Yeah, we were in men's bathrooms, Disney. I mean, we were in God, was it Jamaica or something? Someone found me, and my wife's like, "My God," Which I mean, it's cool, like, cause then people see it.
Well, it's to your point. It's that normally to build a relationship, they'd have to come into your store,
100%.
right? They'd have to go through that 5 to 7 times being exposed to the brand to be able to kind of like and trust.
100%.
You're able to do that without them stepping foot in your store ever.
Nope.
Right. So it just it shortens that, life cycle to kind of attain a new client.
That's what it is. And that's how you build the relationships, getting back to the people and the community and everything else. Because without that community supporting you got nothing.
Yeah.
And that's what big box stores or bigger butcher shops or bigger, like, it's just like everyone walks in, it's $1, it's $1, it's $1. You can't look at it. I don't look at it that way. It's building, a lifetime, because now, I have your kids, when they're baptized, their first birthdays, their
life events,
even death, stuff like that. Like I've seen every cycle of it from families, and they always trust us, which is amazing.
Is it hard to compete with the larger stores, as far as maybe the volume that they purchase?
The quality that they purchase isn't like butcher shops. And people know that. And if you look at our pricing, I can only speak for me, my pricing is compatible. If not, there's better, in certain aspects. But there are things that we are more expensive. It's just what it is, like they can get away with certain things.
Yeah.
They just can.
And I agree with you, because there's just a difference, buying a steak from the local butcher shop versus the box store. There's a difference. I can see it, and by no means am I educated. I'm an educated consumer, but I don't have the skill and knowledge that you do in your craft. But I could see the difference and taste the difference once it's cooked, that the quality is always better when you go to the butcher, and I paid more for it, and I was happy to do so because I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're supporting local. We have a thing called Shop Local, Eat Local. We've been saying it for the last 10 years. And that's why, like, every month we do a Facebook bundle, and we try to price it between $180 and $200, depending on what we're putting in, what how much we're putting into it, and that thing is always huge. And every month we give away 3-4 packages of it, And my hope of whoever gets that really needs it, With that, like we're always doing stuff. We're always giving away stuff. Like it's so important to be ingrained in your community in any which way you can.
Yeah, and it's funny because a lot of people will question, like, some of these big brands. They just don't succeed in New York, and specifically on Long Island, just because of that. Mm-hmm. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to throw brands under the bus, but you see like this brand Wonder all over the place, and it's like, you read these reviews, they're like, oh, it's microwaved or manufactured at some commissary and shipped.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm like, how is this brand? I mean, and they're like, they just opened up like 6 locations on Long Island. I'm like, how are they gonna succeed?
It's not gonna, I don't think it'll succeed here. People with their food here, I mean, you're gonna have the Applebee's, you're gonna have the Chili's and stuff like that, where you got kids, you want to make it, they'll eat something from there, you just go there. But, like places like the Olive Garden, and it's like, I grew up with an Italian grandmother who, came here from Naples, and like, that's how I learned how to cook. Like, she would be rolling.
Scratch cook everything.
Yeah. You know, she'd be rolling in her grave if she found out that any of her grandchildren ate at the Olive Garden and actually liked it. Sometimes you don't have a choice, right? You know,
you don't want unlimited breadsticks.
It's like the breadsticks, all right. I've been there one time and I was like, I can't eat this. It's like sacrilegious.
I'll tell you a funny story that you can appreciate saying an Italian grandmother. So in elementary school, I would go to school with pepper and egg heroes, like heroes, you know. Sure. So the entrepreneurial spirit was kicking in because they gave me a sandwich that was probably good for 3 kids, maybe four kids. So what did I do? I cut it in half and I would sell half the sandwich. And the money that I used to get from selling the sandwiches, I kept in a like a pencil case in my drawer. So at the end of the school year, I took it out and I went home. There was a few $100s, like $300 or $400, and my parents were like, "What are you doing with this?" You know, I go, "Oh, I sold half my sandwich, and you know, here's the money that I got from it," and they were thrilled.
Hey, listen, you did it right.
I was eating scratch cooked meal, and I know like Sebastian Maniscalco makes fun of it, where they would ask the teacher, "Hey, could you heat up my son's?" lunch, like that's what I felt like I had to do, you know.
Oh, I would come home and like my grandmother would be like, "Oh, you want pasta visual? You have it right there for after school snack." While my buddies are eating like crackers and stuff. Like we always ate well.
We used to always laugh because you watch like the scene from Goodfellas where they go back to Joe Pesci's mom's house. It's like midnight after they kill the one guy in the trunk.
Yep.
And the mother wakes up and she's like, "Oh, let me make," and they're all sitting at the table eating pasta.
A full meal.
He said that's what it was like at my grandmother's house. Was the same thing. I lived there for a while, and at night I'd come home from like the bars or whatever out in Farmingdale, and she'd be up midnight. "What do you guys want?" You know, and it was in the refrigerator, just eating.
My grandmother wouldn't wake up. I mean, I lived with her for a really big part of my life, and it was, you know, like looking back at it, you know, she wouldn't wake up necessarily, especially as she got older or whatnot. But like there was always food.
Yeah,
just throw it right in the microwave or throw it in the oven.
We used to joke there was always an Entenmann's cake ready.
Yeah,
Entenmann's. You had Entenmann's, or my grandmother was big with ice cream waffles. Like you make the ice cream, with the waffles and stuff like that. So, you know,
always an Entenmann's crumb cake. Always a great.
We had we always have the chocolate cake. She loved the chocolate banana cake. That was
that was a good one too.
That was a good one. We had that. A lot of bagels. A lot of like my grandmother would make everything. Pizzas.
What nationality?
I'm Italian and Irish.
Me too. Same.
Yeah. So I mean, like when she died, I put this on me. Put a thing of spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, cool.
You know, so she probably would have been like, she hated my tattoos. Yeah. Hated them, but I was her favorite grandchild.
I'm sure. Thrilled of your success, though.
She was very proud of me.
Very nice.
How has like the education of consumers on meat and quality, like really has it really, I think, helped you specifically as being a butcher? Because everyone now is, you know, I think if you said grass fed 5 years ago, people would be like, "What are you talking about?"
We don't sell the grass fed stuff. That's a certain like clientele. Like we have, like there's some guys that get it in bulk and we'll do it and break it up any which way because we freezer wrap everything.
Okay.
You know, at no additional cost, right on it. You know what it is. But if people are coming to a butcher shop, they want the quality, so they know like when they come to a Chubs that, you know, they're getting the best of the best that they can for as fair of a price as humanly possible with the best service. So the consumers now, you know, for us, the people that are coming to our stores, they know what to expect. People that haven't shopped with us have read enough about us. As I was leaving here, you know, a lady was like, "I've heard all about you." She had just come to the shop. I was walking out. And then my guys walked around the counter and walked her through the 24-foot case, said, you know, this, that, you know, our sausages are homemade, every day, you know, our salads, you know, the whole nine. So.
Do you think people get like intimidated in regards to like what to order?
Some people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like if you're in Philly and you go up to order a cheesesteak, if you're not ready, they're like, next. They don't care. I mean, obviously we're not like that, but sometimes people come up, especially on the weekends. It happens, I think, on the holidays and the weekends the most, where they're just like, I want to order a roast for Christmas. All right, what kind? I have no idea. That's like 99% of it. And then now you got to explain to them, you know, you can go prime rib, you can go filet mignon roast, you can go stuffed pork roast, you go down the line. Yeah. You know, we have everything listed, but they want to hear it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like our catering packages, it's all
simple.
It's simple. It makes all like the homework easier. You know, like, all right, I want this, and this.
But your team talking it through, educating them. I mean, you're just building more value. If the more you can engage with the customer, right? You know, and then maybe talking through the pricing, so then they know where they stand as far as their budget, and they can make a decision.
They, you know, like when people come in and do their weddings with us, we do a lot of weddings. How much you want to spend? All right, great. This is where we'll be. You know, like, you know, and we'll work with them. You know, like, to me, gouging people and, you know, like, be like, well, this is what it is. You're not making any friends.
For an event of that, let's say, caliber, I'm assuming they're doing it outside somewhere, maybe on a property, their own or what have you. But do you also provide serving staff?
I don't. I give...
you do the food.
I do the food. I recommend people. I give phone numbers.
Got it.
That's where it ends. Yeah. You know, like...
That's what works.
I'm lucky. I'm lucky I can control what I can control.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's a whole nother business.
That's a whole nother business. Those girls, and it's usually, you know, this woman, Jen, her staff is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
pass the number along.
The rest is on you on that one. You know, like I have a Rolodex of people that like I use, you know, tent guys, DJs, you know, stuff like that I don't book. I give you who it is, and that's what it is.
Is catering half your business?
Oh, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
I would say, especially during the holidays. You know, we cater almost every day though. You know, like there's certain days a year we close for basically a recharge for the boys. Like in August, like the dog days of August, what we call them, where it's like people are going on their last licks of vacation, getting ready for school, college, whatever. I close the day. I take everybody out.
Fishing, right?
Last couple of years, the boys wanted to go fishing.
Okay.
We've done Splish Splash. We've done, we've done a bunch
Everybody
of stuff.
goes.
Everybody goes, and their families.
Shops are closed.
All 3 shops are closed.
Nice.
That's important to us. That's a day that we will not miss no matter what.
Some of the guys that you worked for do anything like that then?
No.
No,
they never did. You know,
times have changed. And
yeah,
I mean,
listen,
of it.
Yeah, I try to be conscious of it, but like we've done caterings on those days where like my guys will come in earlier and just, you know, do those things for those people because listen, you're booking people's events and it's like, oh my God, I forgot we're closed, and the 99.9% of them will work and be like, okay, yeah, no problem, I'll pick it up cold, no big deal. You know, so it's like even on the days that we're not there, we're there.
Yeah, we do. During the summer, we do Summer Fridays. And when we first started doing it, we were like, how are the clients going to react to it?
Yeah.
But once they get in the, you know, used to it, they understand it, right? I think it's important, and they.
Oh yeah. I mean, we close, let's see, the 2 days after Labor Day. First of all, it's the deadest. I mean, you're just going to sit there and look at each other. You'll fill the restaurant orders and then, you know, and it's if I can go and see my kids get on the bus, they need to go see their kids.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or they recharge, whatever they do. You know, we closed 2 days after New Year's. We closed on the 1st and we're closed on the 2nd. You know, because
everyone has their stuff.
They need time. They need their families. They dedicate enough to Chubs and the brand, you know, and then we close the 1 day.
And the customers have their stuff.
You would think. My nephew generally gets yelled at all the time. He'll see somebody and like he went to Stop and Shop for something, and a woman literally yelled at him because we were closed, and he's like, hey.
What time do you close your stores on a Sunday?
3:00. Yep. We toyed around.
I always get stuck because it's like, but when 3:00 rolls around, sometimes it's like you get caught up doing things, and then you're like, all right, I want to cook something.
We're there to 4 because the boys clean.
Yeah.
But like people walk in all the time, especially in the summer. Like the guys know, take care of them. Take care of them. You know, and I'm telling you, I've gotten some of my biggest orders because we opened the doors and while we were closed. Yeah. You know, like people coming in and like, you know, you say no, you don't know who you say no to. And I don't care if it's a pound of chicken or it's a $500 order. It's all the same.
Yeah.
You know, because that pound of chicken could lead to those big orders. Or that pound of chicken can lead to now you have my Christmas orders.
Yeah, because like you said, that pound of chicken was dinner for that night, and the guy realized that you opened up for him.
100%.
Like, you know what?
You see the lights? We're
thing.
there. We're there. You know, like, who cares? And my guys are very good with that. You know, like, I've had guys that would, like, give a customer an attitude, and I'd find out about it, and they're no longer with us. You cannot give the customer an attitude. You know, I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We all have bad days. You know, I'm very close to my customers. Yeah. They know how to get me. A lot of them have my cell phone numbers. They know if they can't get a hold of me, they can get a hold of my wife. You know, like that to me, it's important. Yeah, like you have those.
We live by the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
It's like how many phone calls did you get from clients today on your cell phone? At least a handful, bro.
Every day.
Every day.
And
every day.
Thankful whether it's
and they're not
good
problems
or,
either.
or I don't want to say bad, but if there's something on their mind or thoughts, like I want to know.
I've literally left my wife's family's in, I don't even know where they live, somewhere out in Northport over there, because we forgot to give a container of gravy for Christmas. That person needed that. And they were, you know, the customer's like, no, you paid for it. You need it. What time you eat it? I'm eating in another hour. I'm there for a quart of gravy.
Yeah.
You know, or a pint of gravy. It happens.
Doing good is doing good.
It's just what it is, and they remember that, you know. And in the case of something going wrong, I would say most of them remember that because
they'll give you those strikes.
Exactly. They'll let you, all right, you know, like my, you know, chicken cutlet order wasn't right. What was wrong? It was too thick. All right, no problem. You know, like, and you set them up. You know, you take care of them. And they feel that. They feel that connection, and that's important. Connection is everything. Community, connection, you know, it's very important. And people forget that.
Ryan, are there some team members that, you know, might come through the rankings and be a future partner in some capacity that you can see?
Yeah.
Somebody that has an appreciation for the craft and wants to do this long term.
I got guys, you know, like I said, my nephew.
Yep.
Joseph.
Obviously, your brother-in-law is right there.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, but he's already a partner.
Yeah.
My nephew, you know, I have a kid that works for me.
Is your nephew your brother-in-law's son?
No, my nephew is my brother's son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's my first, actually, my very first.
What got him to come over? Same type of thing, just first job, and
No, he was working at a restaurant, and I needed actually Super Bowl help, and you know, he just never left. He worked for me when I first started, and I was like a maniac, and I made him cry, and he called my mom. My mom yelled at me. And I mean, he was a kid. And like I said, I was like, so like blinders, like just get this done. You know, there was no human aspect to it at that point. Like we just got to work. We got to build this. And then Joe came back. I needed help, and he never left. And thank God he didn't. At that point, I think he was like 20, something like that.
So he's in his 20s.
Yeah. And he's phenomenal. You know, you've probably seen the videos with him.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's doing more of the specials when you're standing over and this.
Yeah.
This, you know.
Yeah. We've thrown Joe through tables. We've done some things to him that are just like that we have on camera. That, I mean, he's such a good sport. You know, dressing him up as a hot dog, a cow. We did the fart spray thing to him with the inflatable suit. Like, he's a good sport. His wife, he just got married. His wife Christina is amazing. You know, great kid. They just bought their first house. You know, so Joe is up next, and we have another guy, John, and another guy, Chris, that are. You know, another part of my, you know, right hand, left hand teams. And they're great. You know, my chefs are great. My butchers are great. Like, I have, where people complain a lot about their help, I don't really, you know,
Fortunate, but
very fortunate.
You've built a culture that is attracting people, right? Like you don't have to go out and try to snag people. It's like they say, it's like create the magnet, right? Like draw the people in.
100%. Culture is big too. It's like that in sports, coaching, culture, kids. It's the same thing as in business.
Yeah, because you build a good name in the community. What every community has are kids that need jobs, right? And then the parents are like, go work here.
Some of my best employees, I shouldn't, even though I said I don't use that word really, but some of the guys who came and worked with us are parents' kids that come in, and that's how John Guffrey was and Chris Isselbacker. Like those guys are like, they're solid gold for me because I can call them right now and be like, hey, I need this done now. Can you help me out? And it's always like, yeah, I got you. Never know. Even if they're home. I was away at a hockey tournament. One of my front cases went down. Who was there? Joe, Chris, and John unloading cases at 9:00 at night. They could have just let that stuff die.
How did you know the case was down?
My nephew got the alert. I don't know. I didn't.
I guess that's what I'm asking. There was some sort of alert.
Yeah.
Wow.
The case.
And
because that could be thousands and thousands of dollars. Right?
And they were down there, and their girlfriends are helping, and like that's the kind of culture we built.
And they know that'll come back too.
Sure.
If they need you, you got them.
I'm always there, 24/7. You can call me 24/7, 365 days. The only time I don't answer is that if I don't have a signal in a hockey rink or in a butcher shop.
Right.
Well, besides hockey and being at the butcher shop, what do you like to do outside of those two things? Do you have any time to vacation, travel at all?
Well, my wife,
you love Disney.
No, God, no. No. My wife is a Disney freak.
Disney. Oh, I hate it.
God. I've been to Disney way more times than I want to admit. And Mason's been there 8 times. And, according to my wife, he loves it. And he was like, not that he doesn't love it. My daughter loves it. Like the only time I get any joy at that place is like when they go and they dress them up at Boppity Boopity, whatever that thing is called. Yeah. And like that's my princess. That's my.
It's not waiting on the 2-hour lines.
God no.
Get on the Dumbo ride.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. And my wife has no problem doing that, which is insane to me.
I want to go back to the music when we started, but. Your kids, so hard to say because they're less than 10 years old, but do you think, or would you ever want them to possibly come in this business? I mean, they are so young, but
I wouldn't mind it.
I mean,
a lot of people don't want their kids in the business that they're in.
We hear mixed things when we have guests on.
I think, listen, they want to grind, yes. Like a lot of parents that leave businesses for their kids just automatically assume, okay, you walk into the office or you walk into a pizzeria or a shop and that's it. Money will just continue. Yeah. It's not like that.
Sure.
If they wanted to grind like that, I'd be cool with it. It wouldn't bother me.
I see you post sometimes they're in there or you're doing some, cooking in your kitchen and
oh yeah,
they're
Jackie
right there.
Loves that. Jackie boy loves being in the kitchen with me.
That's cool.
Like he.
That's got to be so rewarding. Just
it's cool,
personal.
It's cool. Like that's my time. Like with Jack and Delaney is bringing them to the shops and stuff because I spend a lot of time with Mason. You're traveling for hockey.
A lot.
But if that's what they wanted to do, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me. Of course, I want better for them. I want them. The only person that wants better for for their children are the parents. And if I could. If they want to be doctors, they want to be cops, they want to be
whatever makes them happy.
As long as they're not, Patriot fans and Islander fans, we're good. That's it. Can't bring that into the house. Other than that, you're good.
Nice. And Ryan, going back to which you stunned us with the music. I had no idea. And Rob's, I think, head spun around fully when you said music because he's big into music. Yeah.
Huh?
When you said touring drummer, that made my head spin.
Yeah, I used to play. My Mason used to play too. He would do that School of Rock thing.
Okay.
And then this Christmas he wanted a guitar, so we bought him a guitar, or Santa got him a guitar. And Delaney wanted a keyboard, so it's awesome. A
little. Do you still play music?
Not really. I'll mess around. when I was in the band, my mom had bought me a Nikki Sixx bass. I love Motley Crue. It's my favorite band of all time. Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses. And most kids my age would just, bless you, most kids my age would never, ever they'd be like, Motley Crue, that's like what your dad would listen to. And to me, I learned how to play music listening to Appetite for Destruction and Shout at the Devil.
What year were you born?
84.
All right, so
I think
you were right in that. I mean, I was born in 80, and that was, I think when we were in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, that was.
None of my buddies, because I grew up with the new metal era, the Limp Bizkits and the Korns, and which I love. But my mom had bought me a Nikki Sixx bass, and we had no money as a band, so I sold the bass. And I said, if I ever become successful, I'm going to buy two things. I'm going to buy platinum records, because I'll probably never achieve my own, because the way that things are, and I want my bass back. So I went on this tirade of buying platinum albums. And if you walk into my basement, I have probably about 100 of them. Wow. Maybe a little less. But it's like there would be ones where it'd be like Pantera records, Metallica. And then I would I bought a Creed record. Like, why? I mean, nothing against Creed. I mean, I like them. I actually saw them this summer. My brother got me tickets. And then I would have a Sir Mix-a-Lot. And it's and then there'd be a wall full of Slipknot records from the one drummer. I had gotten this hook up with him. He didn't like his records. Slash from Guns N' Roses does not have records in his house either. They throw them away or give them away.
Wow.
Yep. And you can see on the records where it says Chris Fenn, which was one of the percussionists, it says number 5 on it with the circle and everything like that. So those are pretty cool. And then I wanted my Nikki Sixx bass, and I wound up buying one of them back. So
very cool.
Still stands. It's on my wall. I'm sure it's been used as a weapon towards my children with each other.
Right.
Because you'll hear the bangs and the strings dong. I'm like, guys, what are you doing?
Don't touch that.
Slap shot against.
Go get the stick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are the two things that I bought. I never really bought stuff for myself.
Crystal, question?
I'm just curious because I'm also a huge
caller?
calling in about Motley Crue. Do you have a favorite Motley Crue song?
Honestly, off Shout at the Devil, I would say either Too Young to Fall in Love or Bastard. Those are my two.
Too many to choose
There's
from.
really too many to choose from.
I'd have to go with Live Wire.
Live Wire is great. I actually have a Guns N' Roses tattoo from Locomotive on my arm. Like I said, Matt Sorum, Tommy Lee, those are drummers that were just pocket rock drummers. And, but then I love my metal, Vinnie Paul from Pantera and, Joey Jordison from Slipknot. I'm a big Shinedown fan. My wife and I have seen Shinedown 8 or 9 times. That's where we took Mason to his first, cool. At the Garden. It was sold out. It was awesome. Awesome. Cool. Seeing him with Jelly Roll before Jelly Roll broke. Wow. Jelly Roll's drummer, this guy Pork Chop, his name is. Look him up. He's unfreaking believable.
Jelly Roll and Pork Chop.
Yeah.
He got skinny, Jelly. I saw him last night.
You saw him last night, right?
People commenting, yeah.
He won a Grammy last night. I don't know what record.
I don't know which one it was for,
but he's an unbelievable story. Yeah. That guy was in jail, rotting, and just right time, right place. So, his wife is really responsible for him.
Yeah, that's what he said yesterday.
Yep. So it's awesome.
Brian, 10 years from now, where do you see yourself? I know you want to open more stores. Obviously, you're an entrepreneur. You talked about real estate. Similar added to that list?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years. Hopefully a better person than I am now. Better family man. Just better human. And I think everything works itself out, with all that stuff. But as far as business, I like to have a couple more stores, secure my guys, and ride off into the sunset.
Nice.
At some point, I'd like to be retired at some point doing other things, still being in my butcher shops. I don't think I'd ever sell my shops.
Yeah.
I've been offered. But at 41, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Stay home and drive my wife absolutely insane?
Going to Disney?
No. No, because she would probably take the money and be like, oh my God, we got this. We can stay.
Now we can get a timeshare.
We can stay at the Floridian finally. Yeah. No way.
What's your favorite cut of meat to eat?
I'm a ribeye guy.
Yeah.
I'm a ribeye. Porterhouse I can do. I'm not a big filet guy. No. Too lean for me. If it's my best option, obviously weddings and, I'm not going to complain. I'll go to your house, you give me a filet. I'm like, I can't eat that. No, yeah, exactly. What is this?
Peasants.
I'm a big burger. I love burgers.
Yeah.
I love burgers. A freshly ground burger. Like, we do a lot of specialty burgers.
Yeah.
A lot. And like,
you have a certain blend?
Depends on the burger. Like, we do stuff like, I'll pick random people and make a burger out of them. Like I have for the guys at Top Line Hockey, I have a Top Line burger, where it's got Jack Daniel bourbon onions in it. What's in that thing? Monterey Jack, applewood bacon, like just stuffed burgers, like stuff like that with a special spicy like seasoning that we created. My wife never ate steak, like really, her growing up and stuff like that. And then like when we started dating, she never asked me what I did. And like we'd go out and she had like chicken fingers. I'm like, like you want a steak or a lobster, or, like whatever you want, And she's like, meat's disgusting. And I'm like, oh, great. And she's like,
go far.
And then like we were talking. She's like, I never asked you where you worked. I'm like, I'm a butcher. She's like, you kill animals? I'm like, whoa. They're
a little further down.
They're long dead by the time they get to me, lady.
They're freeze wrapped.
Yeah. They're, it's butchering for dummies now at that point.
How's that like? Because I don't feel like people have different misconceptions about, going to a butcher, getting fresh meat, cooking it versus, you do, like you said, a lot of freeze wrap. Like, is there like how does that essentially work from that point of view of like, does it lose anything in regards to freezing?
It all depends, right? Like we have on our flyers that say, everything is freezer wrap, put in your freezer, basically. If you leave something like that in the white paper in your refrigerator for like 2 days, you're going to call me and say it's not good. Because it's going to
start to change color.
It's going to not even change color. It's going to stink, especially chicken.
Yeah.
Like when we freeze wrap, it's basically suffocating the meat.
Taking all the air out, right?
Yeah.
The moisture.
100%. Yeah. And, like if you don't let it breathe, what happens? It's like a body, it's going to start to stink. Yeah. And, people, there's all types of buyers. I have people that come in literally 7 days a week, twice a week, once a month, once every other month. And they buy according to what their budgets are, what their schedules are. Yeah. But then there's a lot of people that will buy 10 pounds of chicken cutlets at a clip and forget to take it out. And they want chicken and they come in and it's just like, weren't you here yesterday for all this? She goes, I forgot, or my husband forgot. It's usually the husbands forget. And
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always struggle with the fact of, like, all right, what are we going to eat today or tomorrow? Take it out of the freezer. And then what we end up doing, we just go back to the butcher.
Yeah. My wife is like, she'll like get stuff and just put it in the freezer. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you can just every day.
You just said that you forget.
Yeah. But my wife cooks a lot more than she ever did, obviously, especially with the schedules, the way they are, like during the holidays, like she's on top of it, like for the kids. I'm literally taking Mason and going to wherever it's practices, and then I'm going back to work. Like the holidays are wild by us.
This week is insane.
This week's insane. Super Bowl has become a holiday for us.
Yeah.
People, like, there's a line wrapped outside, always waiting for their stuff, and people are great. I've had people wait out there when the earlier stages of Chubs for 2 hours and come in with a smile and thank us, and then come back.
Yeah, what about during COVID? I remember, like, having to wait outside the butcher. It was like 5 people at a time, and you'd be standing outside waiting to get in.
I wasn't that way. I didn't care. I'm like, you guys are here, you guys want to separate 5 feet, go ahead. You know, like that was just my belief on things, and that really crippled a lot of businesses. It did not do it to us, thank God. It actually catapulted us. It was great for us, but that's money I never want to make again.
Yeah.
That's like when you see, like, women are generally, no offense, are basically more worrywarts than men. When you see a grown man worrying how he's going to feed his kids, that messes you up. And that, like, you saw a lot of that. Like, they go to the grocery store, there's nothing there. You go to a butcher shop, you know, like, we had a lot of stuff, but we were,
selling fast.
I mean, luckily we always have a line, you know, and there's a line, there's a reason. And I strongly believe in that saying. But like with that was just like people would come in, and even like when before they deemed that you could open, we were just doing home deliveries. People would walk in and like, oh, can I get stuff? Of course, come in. I don't care. You know, like you have to eat, you know, and luckily you're coming to us, but like you have to eat. You know, and it was sad. Like I said, it was like that, like blood money.
Crazy times.
Yeah. I don't think that stuff will ever happen again.
Nice. Well, awesome, man. The story is just even better than seeing it from a social standpoint. And
Thank you.
Really, Vinny and I enjoyed it. Keep it up, and look forward to seeing. Number 4, look forward to seeing your son's, hockey, again, an affinity to our dreaded Rangers here. But hopefully we could share some laughs about this and maybe a Stanley Cup in the near future.
Oh, God. I say with the Jets Super Bowl or a Stanley Cup, I just want to cry in a grown man's arms. I don't know. Celebrating it. Like,
we have good company here to do that.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I think we have a better shot at seeing a Rangers Stanley Cup than a Jets Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
That's
I agree with you.
That's a sad world.
Yeah.
You can't even get a coordinator. Imagine turning down NFL jobs.
The Rangers might win a Stanley Cup before the Jets make the playoffs.
Oh, that's it. But imagine, like, you're a coach, like, oh my God, they want to interview me. Who? The Jets.
I'm good.
I'm going to stay at the high school level. It's sad. But that's our reality.
Continued success to you, your family, your team.
Thank you.
Keep at it. Keep feeding the people.
You guys are killing it too. It's awesome.
Thank you. So thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me. This was great.